Imports. It's your boy Authentic Vibes. I just want to give you guys a look at where my hard-earned GTA dollars are being spent. Honestly, I don't know how many cars, over 130. I have over 130 cars for sure, including bikes. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off. Let's get it started. Alright, let's hit 1 and work our way up. First off, we're going to show you the decor. I mean, you know, you got to check out this hardwood floor, mirror finish, this beautiful chandelier I have hanging. You're welcome, Gerald. It was a pleasure. It was my pleasure. All right, now you'll see that every single floor is themed. This theme is going to be luxury. Bentleys and Rolls Royces. Oh my! All right, so we got the flip-flop paint job on this from blue to green. You know, super sexy. We have the drop head Phantom, white on peanut butter. 4-door convertible, amazing car, love it, beautiful. If this doesn't look familiar, this Phantom happened to be on the cover of Lil Wayne's one of Lil Wayne's Carter albums. I mean, very similar rims and everything. It's one of the reasons I have this one. All right, moving on, we got the Bentley, 55-inch. Not the best driver, but I get a lot of compliments on this car and its paint job. Something about the burgundy and the cream, man, they go together. Another one I don't really drive too much, but if I want to stun on them, I'll pull it out every once in a while. And I've got that two-tone blue and silver thing going. Of course, my old school. Yeah, it's in the game. It's an Albany. However, in real life, this would be a Rolls Royce. So that's why it's down here. All right, moving up. These are mostly CEO style vehicles, minus a few. Of course, we've got the Ubermacht collection, which is their version of BMW. However, this is very similar to a Cadillac concept car that never released or hasn't released yet. However, it's going to be with the Ubermacht, so I got the 4-door and the sports car, supercar, whatever you want to call it, the SC1. Love this car, love this color. A lot of compliments on it. Car sounds beautiful. Moving on to the Mercedes. Of course, in the game it's Benefactor. I've got a whole collection of Benefactors, but for this floor of the garage, I would decide to go with the Sterling 2-door sports car with, of course, the Schafter V12, which is the 4-door. This car is way faster than it should be. I love to drive it. All right, moving on, we've got a Dubachi cars. I've only got 3 of them up here, keeping it uniform. Now, if you don't know, Dubachi is the game's version of Aston Martin. Got the 770 looking mean. That's one of the best looking Aston Martins in the game. However, I do get a lot of compliments on this one. That black and yellow drives me crazy. Yeah, it's definitely working with something. All right, moving on up. This is where things start to get a little impressive. We've got, if you weren't impressed already, the game's version of Koenigsegg, along with my Bugattis. And so, of course, starting out here, we have the Tyrant, and in the game it's called Overflawed, but it's a Koenigsegg. Huge car, fast, handles pretty good, but huge. So weaving in and out of traffic with this big Bertha of a you know what, it's not the easiest thing to do, to be honest. But I do enjoy driving it. If you get it out on the open road and just rip it, it's a lot of fun. Now this little baby is so much fun and so underrated. This car right here, and yes, as you can tell, looks very good in purple. And yeah, I got a little something extra added in to that paint job, make it just pop. Now, this car does not slide. This car handles, and I love the way it sounds. But this is like a go-kart for the streets. Fantastic car. Of course, moving on to something that looks like an actual Koenigsegg, which is the XXR. And I do have the other as well in a different garage, and I would put it up here, but that wouldn't have left enough room for my Bugattis. Now, at first glance, you're gonna say, "Well, these are the same car, dude." No, they're not. Actually, this one has been Benny's upgraded, and this one is more for street. Then again, with the theme, cream and burgundy, super sexy. A lot of compliments on that car too. A lot of compliments on this blue two-tone. To be honest, I do enjoy both cars. They do drive a little differently. They do, believe it or not. They feel different when you drive them. Yeah. Of course, I had to go with the OGs, you know. And for those that don't know, they think that this is just some kind of street rod or something. It's actually a Bugatti, a real Bugatti. Old, like, I don't know, 1930s Bugatti or something like that. You can Google it. Bugatti did make this model. Super sexy. And then the Veyron, which is the adder in this game. The Chiron is the Nero. You know. Let's keep it moving. Moving on up. So yeah, if you're a car guy, you're absolutely going to love the way these next two garages are set up. If you enjoy cars, you're going to enjoy this. All right. Of course, I had to start out with the Mamba, which is the Cobra, as you guys know. Super rare car. Beautiful car. And then moving into the Corvette, which is the Corquette, or Coquette in this game. Invitero. Moving on, of course, we got the classic bomber style. Fun to drift, fun to drive. I do enjoy that car. And for anybody that knows about classic Corvettes, a split window Corvette is extremely rare. Like super duper rare. So I love that they included that in this game. You can make this a convertible for little to no money, but having that split window and knowing how rare of a car that is, and just to know that I've got it as like a drift missile, straight up bomber, I mean, that's some stuff that a billionaire would do. Love it. This right here is my Marilyn Monroe, you know, 50 style Corvette. Love it to deck out the smoothies with the white walls. Strawberries and cream right there. Then I've got two Lampadottis sitting over here. I do own a few other Lampadottis, but you know, these just kind of fit into the theme. You know, there's more classics down here, so I went ahead and threw them in the mix. Booyah. Now we're getting into some McLaren and Porsche territory. Alright? For those that don't know, Progen is GTA version of the McLarens. Of course, it's very easy to see that these are McLarens. Alright, and this one as well follows some body cues of some newer McLarens. So, of course, got our F1 looking beautiful. That's my Christina Aguilera right there. My Tangerine Dream. My Lemon Pepper Chicken. Nah, I haven't named that one, but Lemon Pepper might be a good one. If you don't own these vehicles, I highly recommend them. I mean, they are fast. They handle. Awesome vehicles on and off the track. Moving into some Porsches. Now, of course, the only four-door Porsche in the game, and it is electric. It's the Neon. I absolutely love this car. I love when my crew is riding and we need a fast four-door and you don't want to drive the armored Kuruma. You want to get where you're going fast and in style. This is the car for you. I do rock it without a spoiler on the back because it is all-wheel drive, and I do like for the ass end to shake a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. You know, I like for it to break loose. I like to slide a little bit on my turns. It allows you to turn a little sharper. So I do keep the no spoiler, no wing. All right, moving on to my Batmobile right here, which is another Porsche. And can't say enough good things about this one either. It's a beautiful car, handles beautifully, drives great, insane acceleration. It's a good one. It's a good all-around supercar. All right, moving into the SR, the Comet SR. Guys, this is not like a standard Comet at all. So if you like Porsche body lines, but you hate the way the Comet had no handling, this is for you. This car's amazing. Love this car. And of course we got the Benny's Custom Blood Red with the bronze racing wheels. Ready to wreak havoc. I like, for some reason, to treat all my wide bodies like they're drift missiles. A lot of fun though. A lot of fun in this car. But this one would smoke it in a race. Absolutely smoke it. And this might even smoke them both. This is going to look better doing it. Alright, let's move on. Now up here, these are my oddballs. I've got a couple of coils. I've got a couple of Vapids. I've got one Annis. Okay. The Annis RE7B. For those who don't know, Annis in this game is like Nissan. So it's like a Nissan race car. Straight up track car. But I absolutely love driving it. And I love, you know, the price tag, honestly, is the reason I bought it. I will tell you this, though, one quirk about this car. If you do not like these rims, don't even buy the car. Because if you try to switch them out, there are no rims wide enough to fill that wheel well. You're going to end up looking very silly. Just mark my words, you'll have this ugly fender gap, so I would recommend definitely keeping these wheels on it. Plus, I mean, they're racing slicks, come on. Alright, of course everybody knows the GT, the new Ford GT. I went ahead and did this one in a blue and yellow trim. Super sexy, love the car, love the way it handles, love the way it sounds. It's super smooth though. Smoother than I ever would have thought. Of course I had to have the other GT beside it, the older model. You know, keeping it congruent. And then moving into my coil collection. Now, don't try to point me out for it. I know that that is a Lotus Elise. I know it's a Lotus. Alright. There's going to be a Lotus Esprit, but it's listed as a Ocelot, which, you know. So I'm keeping my coils together. To me, this is a Tesla. Very simply, this is a Tesla. So as far as I'm concerned, coil is their version of Tesla. So I've got the four-door, and this handles very similar to the four-door Porsche. A little bit of understeer. So you really got to kick the brakes right before you turn and then gas it to really get the most out of your apex for all you racers. However, this right here is the getaway car of all getaway cars, sporting the red and black. Acceleration is bananas in this car. Absolutely love to drive this car in the city. Sharp turns, all-wheel drive. It's a beast. It really is. Now, top end, it could have definitely used a little love on the high end, but for what it is, can't say anything bad about it, really. Not a fan of electric cars, though, although here's my other one. Not a fan of this car, really. I have it just to kind of go with those, to be honest with you. There's a good chance I might replace it something a little more high end, but it is what it is. Now, the Cheval Taipan, I am not even sure what supercar this is. By the name, it's like almost like a Japanese, but Cheval, is almost, it sounds American. So that's why it's up here with the Fords, honestly. I did have it in an orange and black theme, and then I was like, I'm gonna do something different. So we went ahead and went with the bronze and cream. And I get a lot of compliments on the bronze and cream. People like cream cars, apparently. Cream in whatever color. They like it. But it does look kind of sexy, the bronze. All right. Don't stop. Get it. Get it. Let me see you. Doo-doo brown. Let's keep moving on up because this is where it gets exciting. If you weren't already excited, if you're a car guy, you were excited on the first floor. But of course, we're going to go ahead and take our last stairway to heaven. And this is where it truly is. And this is heaven. This is the third floor. This is top floor, top shelf at Top Shelf Imports with Authentic Vibes. Here we go. Very simply, I'm just going to say Jaguars, Ferraris, and Lambos. Booyah. Let's start with the Jaguars. Definitely one of the favorites. Try that trifecta color going on with the bronze and the white and the red. And the interior is black and red and silver. It just, so good. So good. This is a car that not many people actually own for whatever reason. I love it. This was my Pariah before the Pariah came out. This is the one that would stun people in races. They didn't expect it to be as fast as it is. But of course, the Pariah is the new top dog when it comes to this body style. But this is the Lynx. As you can see, it is pretty much on par with the Pariah. For those who don't know the Pariah, when it comes to standard sports cars, this is the fastest sports car in the game. If you don't have this and you're in a sports class race, you're probably going to get dusted, unless you're a bad driver. A good driver in a Pariah can take a supercar, a decent driver in a supercar. Serious. All right. Yum yum. It's just, I don't know, you 80s and 90s babies out there. You gotta love these older body styled cars in this game because it just, this Jaguar was on a poster in my room, for goodness sakes. Love that car. And of course, this right here, okay? To me, this is a Lotus Elise. Not a Lotus Elise, a Lotus Esprit. Booyah. A Lotus Esprit. But it's down here with the Jaguars because it's an ocelot and I want to keep them all together. The Swinger, I did have it done up in the hole for Queen and Country, and I decided I am not Austin Powers, so I'm just going to go with like the period accurate rims and the rally stripes on it and park it. Although it is a fun drive. It's a fun drive. For you Ferrari guys, I'm definitely a Ferrari guy. To be honest with you, I'm more Ferrari than I am Lambo, honestly. Something about Ferrari screams refined. Mature. Everybody knows the X80. Fan of the X80. The blue and yellow theme could have been used on this car, but the livery for this one was just so sick. Lots of compliments on this one too. The spaceship cockpit. Moving on, got the Cheetah. We've got the Cheetah Classic. The Testarossa. Moving on. We got the Turismo Classic, which is the F40, which is an iconic Ferrari. Again, you 80s and 90s babies, you know, you might have had a picture of this on your wall, poster on your wall of the Ferrari F40. I mean, this thing is so beautiful. It just screams Ferrari. You can't mistake that as any other car brand or car maker. It's definitely a F40. Of course, we got my classics chilling over here, which is the Stinger. If you haven't seen the Stinger GT to be exact, not bad. Now, the GT 500, surprising. I drive this car a lot more often than you'd think. I try to drive all cars, I really do. But I drive this a lot more than I thought I would. Handling, acceleration, top end, it keeps up with some of the other cars, but it looks different. You don't see a lot of people riding around in this. Everybody wants to ride around in, you know, the Viziani or the X80. You know, they want to ride around in the most expensive, top-notch cars. Nobody really wants to ride in classics, but I'm that guy that does. I've got plenty of classics. And my phone died. That's about how it goes. Look at that. So much better than the San Andreas moon, huh? I've never really noticed seeing the moon that clear, to be completely honest with you. It's never been that clear, I don't think. And as soon as you see it, it's starting to go away. It's a great view of the city, though. I like my view. The Lambos. Here you go. For you Lambo fans, I'm sure you guys have seen this concept. And in my opinion, I mean, they literally took, you know, 2-3 models of vehicles and they just threw it all into one. You know, the headlights are from one model, the side vents over here are from a different model, and the rear end looks like a different model, and you know, it's just, I know they had to do it, and honestly, I like that they had to do it, to be honest. I like that you could tell what type of car it is, but you know that it's not a car that even exists. But if Lamborghini released it, you'd say, oh yeah, it's Lambo. It just, very, very good design, GTA, Rockstar, good designers. Then we start getting into some quirks that I don't like. All right, now for this car, I went with the original stock colors and then did the orange wheels on it. But, and not the stock colors in this color I got it, but in the photo it used to be this color with the orange trim, which it kind of has to be, unless you want to ride around with orange trim on the interior and no orange on the outside. Which is just, I don't know why their Lambos are like that in this game. You know, moving over here, this is supposed to be a Lycan. This isn't even a Lambo in real life, but it does have similarities to a Lambo, like this, like the front end down here. But the Lycan is what this is, and the Reaper is what it is called in the game. I did have it in all black because it's Reaper, and it looked good, but I didn't want to have too many dark colored Lambos. So, had to have some color up here, so I put a red. But look, doesn't that clash for you? It clashes for me. We've got orange trim interior and red paint. Nah, not a fan. Now, the Murcielago, which is basically, in my opinion, what this car is, I'm all good with it because the stitching matches the paint. The stitching is just as green as the paint. That is beautiful. Why that couldn't be that way, I don't know. And something about this red interior, so sexy. All right, so that is going to conclude the live stream of my CEO office garage. I will show you guys my other garages at some point in time. Right now I've got my club garages I could show you, which are tuners and race cars, which is a pretty awesome collection. I'm working on a truck collection. I've also got a custom car collection. It features a lot of Bennies and lowriders. I also have a muscle car garage. And then, of course, you know, I've got my bunker facility, which has got some war machines in it. So, you know, I mean, I've amassed a good amount of money, and I think I have decent taste in cars. But yeah, just look forward to more videos. If you like this, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up. I'll try to do it more often. I'm just now getting into the whole streaming thing, so you know, any hints, tips, tricks, definitely appreciate it. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Always a pleasure.